In this video we're going to be looking at some of the highest potential hidden gems in FIFA 23 career mode. And by hidden gems I mean from outside of the top 5 European leagues, the Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A and Liga. Starting off in Argentina, first up we have Maximo Perrone from Vélez Sarsfield, potential of 85 and a price of around 3 million. Ezequiel Ceballos is a winger from Boca Juniors, potential of 85 and should cost around 5.5 million. Facundo Farias from Colón de Santa Fe, he's a striker with a potential of 85 and a price of around 9 million. Alan Varela is a central defensive midfielder from Boca Juniors, potential of 85 and a price of around 12 million. From the Austrian champions RB Salzburg we have the striker Benjamin Sesko. He has a potential of 85 and should cost a bargain 5 million. On to the Belgian league, first up we have Mika Götze from Genk. He's a left winger with a potential of 85 and a bargain price of 1.4 million. And he's joined by his Genk teammate, sadly hampered by injury last season. Luca Oyen is a left winger, potential of 85 and should cost around 2.7 million. The highest potential player on this list is Club Brugge winger Antonio Nusa, potential of 88 and should cost around 2.7 million. Next up we move on to the Eredivisie, and first up we have Johan Bakayoko from PSV. He's a right winger, potential of 85 and should cost around 2.5 million. Next up we have real face striker from Ajax Brian Brobby, 20 years of age, potential of 85. He's not cheap, he'll cost you around 18 million. Also from Ajax we have the Portuguese teenager Francisco Conceição. He's a right winger, potential of 86 and a price of around 5.5 million. Upgraded multiple times throughout FIFA 22 is the Ajax central midfielder Kenneth Taylor, potential of 86 and should cost around 10 million. Next up we have PSV's real face right winger Noni Madueke, potential of 86. Again, he's not cheap, it will cost you around 21 million. Another player who was regularly updated throughout FIFA 22 and into FIFA 23 is PSV central attacking midfielder Xavi Simons, real face, potential of 87 and should cost around 14 million. On to the rest of the world, first up we have Stijn Biok from Hajduk Split. He's a left winger with a potential of 85 and should cost around 3.5 million. Also from the rest of the world we have Martin Baturina from Dinamo Zagreb. He's a central midfielder with a potential of 86 and should cost around 3.5 million. On to the Portuguese league, first up we have Matias Fernandes from Sporting Club Portugal. He's a central midfielder with a potential of 85 and a bargain price of 1.5 million. Diego Moreira is a left winger from Benfica, potential of 85 and should cost around 2.5 million. Rodrigo Gomez is a left midfielder or right winger from Braga, potential of 85 and a price of around 2.5 million. Henrique Araujo is a striker from Benfica, 20 years of age, potential of 85 and should cost around 5 million. Abdul Fatawu Isiaku from Sporting Club Portugal. He's a central attacking midfielder or right winger, exciting prospect potential of 86 and should cost around 2.5 million. Antonio Silva is a teenage centre-back from Benfica, potential of 87 and a bargain price of 3.5 million. Gabriel Veron is a Brazilian wide midfielder from Porto, potential of 87 and a price of around 14 million. In this league we have the centre-back from Sporting Club Portugal, Gonzalo Inácio, 20 years of age, exciting prospect potential of 88, not cheap, it'll cost you around 35 million. Moving on to the Turkish league, first up we have Inachi Univar, actually from Ajax but on loan at Trabzonspor. He's a left winger with a potential of 85. Definitely one of my favourite youngsters from FIFA 22 was Arda Güler from Fenerbahce. He's a central attacking midfielder with an exciting prospect potential of 86 and a price of around 2.7 million. On to the MLS, real face left midfielder from FC Dallas, Alan Velasco, potential of 85, again he's not cheap, he'll cost you around 17 million. And finally we'll look at players who don't play in the top flight. First up, Alex Scott from Bristol City in the Championship, central attacking midfielder, potential of 87 and a bargain price of 3 million. Gianluca Busio from Venetia in Serie B, he's a central midfielder 20 years of age, potential of 86 and a price of 7 million. And finally, from the Spanish second tier, we have Alberto Melero from Las Palmas. He's a left midfielder or central attacking midfielder, potential of 87 and a price of around 10 million. So if you're looking for a high potential hidden gem to build your career mode squad around, then these are the best available. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please remember to tune in next time, but until then, it's FCG out.